So the Philippines will really give you an ego, even if you don't really deserve one. Guys will come out here being the gray-haired guy that's 5'7", that's 55 years old, and if he has an inkling of good looks, people will start calling him Pogi and Guapo, and he stays out here for a couple of years, and this guy has a feeling that he's a young Don Johnson or a young Brad Pitt or something. When if you return to your home country even for 2 weeks to visit your family, and you contact one of them local girls, you will be brought crashing back down to earth with reality. You may be a 9 in the Philippines, but you're still a 5 in Texas, I promise. So that's something that I've noticed, and guys will come over here being super average, being the short guy, being the guy who's seen better days, a little bit long in the tooth, and they will get really pumped up by the fact that they have multiple options in their 20s of girls that are way out of their league in their home country, and other expats that are older than them or heavier than them will start calling them handsome and stuff, and they'll be known as that guy in the Philippines, when in reality everyone's value is elevated in the Philippines, or any type of poor Southeast Asian country, even Brazil and stuff. A lot of these guys wouldn't be able to get a girl in Bakersfield, California, but in Brazil or Colombia or the Philippines, they are an absolute stud. You're not really a stud. You've just imported yourself to a market where your white skin is appreciated, you're perceived as rich, and you may not be the socially awkward complete goof, so you're getting points for that. But the reality is, don't let the Philippines give you an ego as far as women goes, because again, you want to test it out, go home for a month and contact anybody, or try to cold approach a girl at Starbucks and watch how quickly she acts like you're not even speaking to her and looks down at her iPhone to continue to watch TikTok videos. If you're a guy that's got an AARP card, and you're not exactly over 6 foot and got 6-pack abs and making 6 figures, you're still invisible in the West. I don't want to call out any exact names, but we've seen this happen where guys will come out here, they'll start feeling themselves, they'll start dumping their 20-year-old girlfriend, and then they'll return back home to work or whatever you may call it, and they will quickly come crashing back down to earth and return to the Philippines or wherever they were and propose to that young lady, because they will realize, wow, in America I couldn't get her mom or her older sister. I am completely back down to earth of my 5 rating rather than my 9 in the Philippines with my gray hair being 5'7". So it's definitely tricky, and I'm not trying to be harsh, I'm just saying the truth on this channel. My value is raised tremendously in this country. I am not exempt to this at all. I'm talking about myself too. I'm not 5'7", and I'm not 55, and I don't have gray hair, but trust me, if I'm whatever I am here, I'm several notches above whatever I was in the United States. And I didn't struggle with women. I have multiple women that are very sad that I left the United States and eagerly awaiting my return, even to clean out my storage unit. But that doesn't mean that I don't have more options here and younger options and hundreds of options here when maybe I had a dozen in my home country. So at the end of the day, you don't believe me, just hop on a dating site like a buddy of mine just did, and you will automatically just be 100 likes, 200 likes, 75 matches and stuff. When you get 5 matches on Tinder of girls with 4 kids that are 47 years old, I don't care what city you're in or how handsome you think you are, it is what it is. So that's the honest truth, and if you don't believe me, just test it out. But yeah, a lot of people get a little bit hyped on themselves, especially if they're not living in an area like I live, like the Baraccas and the BGCs, the home of the beautiful people. If you're living in a less competitive area, like a Province, or you're in Negros, or you're in any of these places, I mean, you're gonna start to feel like Superman. You ain't Superman. And we've watched many expats go back home and crumble and immediately return to propose, even after preaching that there's no benefit to marriage, don't get married, red pill, red pill, red pill, red pill. And then they do exactly what they preached against for years and years and years and built their entire YouTube channel off of. So just keep that in mind. keep your ego in check. If you were a 7 in the United States, you might be a 9 here, but that doesn't mean you're actually a 9 like in any Western country. You're not. You're still invisible in the Western country, but you can get the gorgeous 25-year-old with no kids that's, you know, from Negros or Dumaguete or something. Of course you can, because there's limited options. You're looked at as wealthy, and it's just the way the marketplace works in the Philippines. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Didn't say anyone's name in particular, just simply giving a generalization that all of our values, including myself, is raised tremendously from BGC to Dumaguete, certainly a lot more in the province or more of a Negros type of area than a BGC where there's a bunch of ripped studs walking around, but still getting action in BGC as a man in his mid-40s, and Boracay and all the tougher markets. But let me know in the comments what your experience has been. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I'll allow you to disagree, don't worry. All right, guys, catch you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video.